Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? In this video, we're going to talk about is this week's earnings coming up, what to look for, what to pay attention to, and my top earnings stocks that I'm going to be looking at. Now, every week, when earnings reports, there are a lot of big moves that can be made. Also, there's a lot of continuations that can be made if the stock reports strong earnings, whether good earnings and we go up or bad earnings and we go down. So a couple stocks last week that reported earnings that had some nice moves that trended. One of them right here is going to be Shopify, right? They reported earnings, gapped up, right? Went up, came down, bounced here, and then they had a nice move from 147 up to 152, but really they came from 142 up to 152. So they had a $10 move here. So that's a nice, that's a really nice move right there on a continuation, earnings continuation. Let's look at Amazon from last week coming into this week, right? What did they do? This was on Friday. This was on Friday right here. And then on Monday, they gapped up and then they ran as well. So that's another continuation. Who else did we have? We had Palantir. If we look at Palantir is sitting at 172 right now, right? They gapped up, they ran big, came down, bounced, and now they're at 172. And we have 184 on the horizon next. So we have a lot of opportunities when it comes to earnings. Earnings can be the catalyst for a stock to start going in a direction very, very strong. Okay? So the top three stocks for earnings that I'm going to be looking at this week are going to be SMCI, CoreWeave, and NBIS. Okay, NBIS. So I'm going to go over these three stocks, and then I'm going to break down, show you the charts, kind of show you what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing, etc., etc. Okay, so first off, we'll go over SMCI. Pull this right here. Okay, so we got SMCI right here. As you guys can see. All right. So right here on SMCI, where we at? So their EPS estimate is going to be 0.92. The revenue estimate is going to be 11.73 billion, right? Guided 11.0 to 12.5 billion. The expected move is going to be a 15% move. Average realized move over the last 4 quarters is 16.9%. The average move over the last 4 quarters, the last 4 earnings statements, has been 16.9%. So we're going to see SMCI move 14, 15, 20% when they report earnings. Okay. Now, right here, this says the big wrinkle here. SMCI already pre-announced on July 21st, revenue is tracking near the low end of guidance, but gross margins are coming in dramatically above guidance, 15-17% versus the original 8.2 to 8.4% guide on favorable customer product mix. A backlog hit a record with 60 billion plus in new orders in the quarter. So a chunk of the surprise is already priced in, right? It's already priced in. The real question for the print is whether margin strength holds and whether the analysts split. Okay? Split shifts either direction. Trading cheap on a relative basis. Forward non-gap P&E of 11x versus 24x industry average. Right here, it says revenue is tracking low end of guidance. This is like a summary, right? But gross favorable mix. Okay. Analysts split more cautious headline. So basically, what this is saying to me is, what they did was with SMCI, they already kind of said, hey y'all, our revenue, it's not the best, right? It's kind of trending downwards. But what it says right here, gross margins are above guidance. So revenue's down, but gross margins are up. So we got to see what really happens. So this might be one of those earnings where the earnings call is going to be very important to really see what guidance is saying. And if it is positive, we could see SMCI run. Okay. Now SMCI is kind of like a sleeper, right? They had a lot of problems, but I feel like they're trying to come back. Now, when we look at SMCI on the daily, I mean, we know they have room, right? They're at 51. I mean, look where they were at, y'all. Okay. All-time highs is at 123. So they have a lot of room to go. Now, just based on this chart right here, they could be bouncing and coming up based on the weekly. They have a bullish engulfing of the body right there, but we do have a lot of sellers right here. But we could break straight through these sellers and then pop up, right? But if earnings doesn't go well, then we could be popping right back down to the low 20s, right? From this $30, $31 price that SMCI is at right now. As we can see on Friday, they had a great day. They bounced here and popped up. So we're going to see what's going on with SMCI, okay? One thing that I've learned is sometimes the market, the analysts, the people that talk about buy ratings and sell ratings, they'll push a stock down. They'll push the narrative of a stock down to a certain point so that hedge funds and institutional buyers can accumulate their positions. And then one random earnings, they blow it out the water and then it just blasts off, right? So that's something to pay attention to when it comes to SMCI. Next up, we're going to go with CoreWeave, right? We're going to go with CoreWeave. So let's look at CoreWeave here. Right here we got CoreWeave. Their EPS estimate is 1.17 to 1.22. The loss is widening, okay? Revenue estimate is 2.56 billion and their expected move is 13%, right? Company's own Q2 guidance already came in below the prior street consensus when they gave it last quarter. So the bar has been pre-lowered, okay? And the Q1 print itself saw shares drop as much as 10% after hours on the light guide plus higher CapEx plans, despite beating on Q1 revenue. Since then, hyperscale positioning story continues. 10 clients now committed to $1 billion spending, diversifying off Microsoft's historic 62% concentration. 99.4 billion revenue backlog. Average analyst price target still implies 60% upside despite the cautious guide. So sentiment stayed bullish through the guide down. Watch whether the light Q2 guide proves conservative, a pattern they've shown before, and any CapEx funding commentary given how debt heavy their build out has become. Okay, that's what it says about CoreWeave. Now let's pull up this right here. Right, last quarter's guidance came in low. Blah, 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 right? Expected move is going to be 13%. 13%. That's another banger, just like SMCI. Now, when they say Q2 guidance has been came in below the prior consensus, right here, when they gave it last quarter, right, and the bar has been pre-lowered. When I see this word pre-lowered, what that means to me, what I'm seeing is this could be a setup for them to blow earnings out the water, and then it could be a catalyst for CoreWeave to pop up and go crazy to the upside. Okay, so CoreWeave is one of those stocks where they run big. They've been bouncing and they've been on the up and up. They were up, beautifully on Friday as well. And if you look at the charts, look at these charts right here. They are definitely coming back from the $60 range right here. I mean, we can see CoreWeave at 120 in no time. I'm just looking at the chart right here. So, I mean, it's very possible that before earnings, we see them come down into this little area. Investors accumulate right here, and then they could shoot up. That is a possibility. So once again, they could have brought CoreWeave all the way down here, scare people when it's up here, bring it down here, and then they shoot up on a blowout of earnings. Okay, so that is a possibility. So we could see CoreWeave heading towards 120. They broke out of this trend line down here. So when we're looking at technicals, technicals are suggesting that CoreWeave is going to be going to the upside, right? So when I'm looking at CoreWeave, is looking bullish. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen, but just based off the charts, I think that they're going to have an earnings beat and they will be going to the upside. All right. That is what I think could happen based on just what I'm seeing right here. And the last one that we're going to look at is going to be NBIS. This is a very popular stock. This stock makes big moves as well. Their EPS estimate is going to be between 0.61 to 0.75. That's a very big estimate, a very big estimate. I mean, a very big gap. The revenue estimate is between 573 and 595 million, which is a 400% year-over-year growth. There's no expected move found on the internet or anything like that, but it says expect elevated pricing given recent volatility. This is the most news-driven of the three right now stocks. Okay, the stock is 161% year-to-date and 27% in the last week on $1 billion multi-year. AI cloud deal with Reflection AI and NVIDIA backed. Okay, earnings ESP is negative here. Their most accurate estimate cites below consensus, meaning analysts have gotten more cautious into the print, which makes a clean beat harder to call with confidence despite the good news flow. Average price target of 248 implies only 13% upside now, noticeably tighter than Palantir and AMD's targets, reflecting how far the stock has recently run. Watch the H2 revenue math. They need to roughly double quarterly revenue in H2 to hit full year guidance. 3.0 billion and CapEx versus cash flow gap. This makes their funding commentary worth listening for. So basically, NBIS needs to do astronomically amazing and insane in regards to their earnings to really beat earnings. Okay, when we look at NBS just on the charts, they came from what? 300. They dumped all the way down here to 145, 150. Came back down here, pulled back. So NBIS, basically this one is going to be a toss-up in relevance to what I'm seeing about the predictions and kind of like what they're saying about them, right? They need to double quarterly revenue, right, based on the guidance to be able to really beat these earnings. So the real question with NBIS is, can they double, right? Double. So their EPS needs to be absolutely insane, along with great guidance for them to not only beat, but sustain that beat as well and start really pushing up and trending to the upside. Okay, yeah, we got a gap to fill right here. We got an order block up here, but we need to have an amazing earnings report in order for NBIS to beat. Okay, so when I'm looking at all of these, I think that CoreWeave probably has the best chance to really go crazy in regards to the upside. And then if they do, I'm going to think about some continuation and maybe getting some calls after a little bit of profits are taken, right? See what happens after the first day of their earnings, and then go from there, right? So that's what we got this week going on in regards to earnings. Okay, I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. Like I always say, make sure you get up out your head, go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, y'all, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? Y'all have a great day, and I'm going to holler at you guys on tomorrow's video. Y'all stay smooth. Peace.